Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to Wisdom International School's digital classroom for mathematics. So we'll start with this chapter, statistics, today. Okay, so we have all learnt about the simple statistics, that is the mean, median and mode of a data, right? So we are going to learn a little bit more about this. So our mean, we know that mean is actually just finding the average of the values, right? So when I give you let's say some 4 or 5 numbers and I ask you to find the average of it, or also it's also called as mean of it, I simply add the 5 numbers and divide it by 5. So why are we dividing it by 5? Because we are adding 5 numbers, right? So now if I want to find the mean of some 3 data, let us say there are 3 numbers, 4, 5 and let us say 3. Okay, so these 3 numbers, if I want to find the mean of these 3 numbers, I will just add these 3 numbers, 4 plus 5 plus 3, and divide it by 3, because there are 3 numbers. Now if I have only 2 numbers, let us say 9 and 7 are the 2 numbers. So if I want to find the mean of these 2 numbers, I'll just add 9 plus 7 by 2. So that's what is going to be my answer. Okay, so this is the simple mean which we have learned in our lower classes. So now we are going to learn more about this mean. Okay, like I'll give you a formula over here. See, this is the formula. So this x bar over here is denoted for writing the mean actually. Okay, so x bar is actually mean. This says summation I equals to 1 to n fi xi. So what actually this means is, this f is the frequency and x are the numbers. So I will show you, I will explain it with the question, then you will understand. Okay, so I'll just take the example and I'll explain it. So as for now, you just remember this is the formula for mean. Okay, summation fi xi over summation fi. This is called as summation or sigma. That is, you need to add the values. Okay, this means that you are adding the numbers given over there. Okay, so now come here, come to example number 1. So it says the marks obtained by 30 students. So they have already given that there are 30 students of class 10 of a certain school in a mathematics paper consisting of 100 marks are presented in the table below. So marks for 30 students of class 10 scored out of 100 marks has been given. So they are asking you to find the mean of the marks obtained by the students. So first let's write down see, this is the table given. Okay, this is the question table. Okay, in your exam you'll be having a question with this kind of a table horizontally drawn. So this number what is given over here turns out to be your xi, and the number of times, so the number of students who have taken the same number of marks, that is given and as fi. Okay, that's the frequency. So like it says that 10 marks, okay, 10 marks is scored by 1 student, 20 is scored by 1 student, 36 is actually 36 marks is scored by 3 students. Okay, and 40 students 40 marks are scored by 4 students, and so on. Okay, so like that it's going. Okay, now when we want to find the mean, what we actually do is we'll have to add all of them, right? 10 plus 20 plus 36, and 36 should be added 3 times because 3 students have taken 36. 40 should be added 4 times. So if we sit and do this, it's going to be a very lengthy process. So what we do, we will have to shorten this. So for that we make a table. Okay, so this is in our solution. This is the solution table we are going to make. Okay, so marks obtained turns out to be xi, and number of students turns out to be fi. So marks obtained is like 10, 20, 36, whatever it is, that's the total given over here, and number of students is like that's also being given. So these two you have copied from the table, the first column and second column you have copied from the table. Now this thing says number of students, so that is 30. See, 30 students are if you add up you're going to get 30, or if you even in your question it's given already that it's 30 students, right? So it's anyways it's going to add up to 30. Now fi xi, you have to multiply these two. So 10 into 1, 10. That's because see, we are going to add these finally, because we need to add 10. How many times are we supposed to add 10? Only 1 time, because only 1 student has scored 10. 20 is supposed to be added once, so 120. Okay, and the 36 is supposed to be added 3 times. So you multiply 36 by 3, you get 108. So this way you multiply each and everything. Okay, xi into fi, and you add them. So that turns out to be the fi xi. So your formula for mean is fi xi over fi, sorry. Okay, so that's the sum of fi xi over sum of fi. So 1779 over 30. So you divide it, so that's going to give you 59.3. So the simplest way to do this is you just take 1779 divided by 3 into 10 instead of taking 30 and dividing it. So here you can divide this. 3 ones are 3 6 3 5s are 15, 3 9s are 27, and 3 3s are 9. So you actually get 593 over 10, which is equals to 59.3. So this is the answer you're getting. Okay, right. So now you come to this. See, this is the simplest thing when they have given you the xi values. The xi values were given properly. So in that case, we just have to multiply the xi and fi value. That's it, right? And then you have to just add the fi value separately and fi xi value separately. Now you look at it. See, if you have a problem, so these kind of questions will be asked in your 10th board exams. They will not give you the xi value as such. Instead, they will give you a class interval. That is, instead of giving that, so many students have scored 10 marks or 20 marks, they have given like, how many of them have scored marks between a certain level to certain level. Okay, like this is given like, from 10 to 25, two of them have scored. So you look at this example, it says 10 marks to 25 marks, 2 of them have scored. 25 to 40, 3 of them have scored. 40 to 45, 7 of them, so and so on. Okay, so this thing what they have given is called as class interval. This is what is class interval. Now we will draw the table. So you write the class interval and you write the number of students given. So this number of students, this is nothing but fi. Okay, so you write those also and you can add them. Sum of fi is 30. Okay, so that is given. After adding, so if it's not given also, you can just simply add and write it down. Now you need to find something as class mark, because see, earlier in the previous question xi was given to you, so you just multiplied xi and fi. Here xi is not given, they have just randomly given you a class interval, so you have to find a xi over here, right? So to find the xi, we use something called as a class mark formula. Okay, this xi is nothing but a mark, actual class mark. Okay, from the interval we are going to take the class mark. So class mark is the number which is right between these two values. So between 10 and 25, the number right between 10 and 25. For that you can use the formula given over here. You see this, it says class mark is equals to upper class limit plus lower class limit over 2. That is, upper class limit is 10. Okay, this the lower class limit is 10, upper class limit is 25. So you just have to do 10 plus 25 divided by 2, which is 35 divided by 2, which is 17.5. Then you should do 25 plus 40 divided by 2. 25 plus 40 divided by 2. So which is 65 divided by 2, which is 32.5. So in this way we do each and everything. We calculate for every class interval and we get the class mark values. Okay. So once you already have fi, you now figured out what is xi, so multiply these two. 2 into 17.5 is 35. 3 into 32.5 is 97.5, and so on. Okay, so you can use your, do the calculation and get the values. Then you have to add summation fi xi, because in our formula we only need, see, summation fi xi and summation fi. So we don't need this, so we don't have to actually multiply this. Okay, we just add this. We just find the sum of this column and sum of this column, and then we divide it as usual. 1860 divided by 30 is 62. That's how you get this. So this method is called as direct method. So you don't have to learn the other two methods to find the mean. There are two more methods, a little more complicated one. Those are excluded for you in your for your exam this year. So you don't have to learn that. Okay, so you just have to learn this direct method. So you have to solve the problems from exercise 13.1 as a homework. Okay, and only use the direct method. Okay, so you can just do question number 1, 3, 7 and 8. No need to do other problems. These many problems are more than enough. Okay, because the others may involve the other higher methods which we are not learning anyways. So only using this method you can just do these 4 problems from this exercise. The other problems we don't need it. Okay, so that's all for today, children. So in the next video, inshallah, I'll be seeing you with the next exercise concept. Allah Hafiz. Thank you.